Go.
This is an analysis of the U.S. airstrikes on Syria or in Syria because of the Syrian government gassing of innocent civilians. Those are the facts, the basic facts. They intentionally murdered innocent civilians. The question is, what should be the proper foreign policy of the United States regarding this action? Now, in previous interviews and discussions, I have advocated respecting the national sovereignty of other countries, which means we don't attack them unless they have attacked us or there's an imminent threat of attack. And other people disagree and they think for this reason or the other reason, for humanitarian reasons, for economic reasons, because they have weapons of mass destruction, because they abuse their people, because they did any number of other things, it's okay to take military action and have a military intervention in their country. I want to examine the consequences, the lesson learned by this action, and the idea that unpredictability is a good thing, and a term I coined, superpower-itis. So let's go back to the first question. What is the principle? Here, either you follow the principle of not initiating force against other countries, not using military intervention against them, unless they have attacked you or there's an imminent threat of their attack, or you don't follow that principle. There's no other possibilities. Either you do follow the principle of respecting national sovereignty of other countries, or you don't. And we have gone down the path of not respecting the national sovereignty of other countries. Now, we're not the only country doing that. Russia also does that. And of course, one of the reasons why they do it and other countries do it is because they learned the lesson. The lesson is, if you're a strong military power, you can attack with impunity other countries when you disagree with their domestic policy. Now, Syria's domestic policy is horrible, but not everybody believes it's horrible. Obviously, the Syrian government doesn't think it's horrible, and a lot of other people. We have involved ourselves in the action of a country that's in a region where they are barbarous, medieval people with no respect for individual rights or human beings, and they've been killing themselves for centuries, and they will continue. And there's these sectarian strifes that they have going on all the time. And we involved ourselves in Iraq and Afghanistan and Libya, etc. So what's going on? We are violating the principle of respecting national security, respecting the national sovereignty of other countries. And this has a lot of implications. The basic implication is stronger military might and nations can with impunity attack other countries that can't retaliate, small ones. And we may think it's great for us to do it, but when the rest of the world starts following our example and learns this lesson, what's going to happen? Well, obviously, they need nuclear weapons. That's the only thing that will keep big military power nations off their back. So there will be a search for military weapons, nuclear weapons of large strength, so that we don't attack them. We don't attack nuclear powers because they can retaliate. This is the lesson that the world is learning, that it's okay to do this if you disagree with the domestic policy. And if you are stronger, you go ahead and do it and nothing happens. But all this does is make the world less safe involve other countries in local disputes, and it just creates more wars, more parties involved in the war. If everybody respects the national sovereignty of other countries, then all the evil, the barbarous actions of the people like Syria are localized. They don't involve other countries. And the people can either overthrow the dictator and fight them or flee. And that at least doesn't create contagion. But when you have people getting involved when they disagree, it creates contagion and spreads warfare around the world. That is the basic consequence of what's going on, besides incentivizing the acquisition of nuclear weapons, which is very dangerous for everyone. And of course, they're going to do it if they can, because they know they will be struck if they don't have superior or at least nuclear retaliation potential. Now, one of the reasons why it's good to adhere to a principle is because it makes you predictable. If people know your principle, you follow the principle, then people can predict what you're going to do, and they will not cross the line of aggressing America, which is the main thing we are trying to protect against, aggressing America. They know that if they attack us or there's an imminent threat of attack to America, we will respond. If that's the principle, then we are safe. And every country that follows that will be safe from people that are not predators. And if they want to take a chance with America, then they'll be destroyed and demolished. So when you advocate unpredictability, what you're advocating is people not being able to calculate what you do, and then they become trigger happy. Why? Because they're not sure that you will not attack them, even though we haven't attacked them. They're not sure of that because you don't have a principle, you don't explain your principle, and this is one of the big flaws in Trump's thinking. He thinks unpredictability is an asset when in fact it is a deficit. It is something that is going to harm us and harm the rest of the world, and it has no beneficial effect. It's all you have to do is think of it for a moment. Do you like to deal with people that are unpredictable, or do you like to deal with people that have principles and you know how they're going to act? What do you prefer? Who is the most unpredictable actor in the world today? Kim Jong-il. It's a great thing that he's unpredictable, that he doesn't have a principle, that he doesn't follow a principle, that he doesn't enunciate a principle, that who knows what he's going to do. That's why he's so dangerous. So this doesn't benefit anybody. That has nothing to do with whether you should enunciate military plans. Of course you shouldn't. But the point is, we have involved ourselves in a local dispute where there's a civil war. There's horrible, barbarous, evil, nefarious actions going on, and we have now taken it upon ourselves to be the policemen of the world. And as many people are saying, there's a new sheriff in town. Well, great. You can be the new sheriff and see what that gets you to be the new sheriff in town. This mentality comes from a sickness that America is suffering from. 20 years of hearing that we are the superpower of the world, that we can do whatever we want, and I call it superpower-itis. Superpower-itis is the idea that we can kick ass and we can go around and do what we want because nobody can attack us because we're the military power of the world. But let me tell you the truth. The truth is Russia can destroy us right now with a decision. China can destroy us right now with a decision. There is no superpower that is immune to attack. So what we want to do is reduce the level of conflict between nations, and you do that by adhering to a principle. The right principle is respecting the national sovereignty of other countries and promoting that principle and getting other nations to follow that principle, condemning the nations that don't, and just making it much more safe for everyone in the world. Let me know what you think.